Can you think of a time where you hit a crossroads, where you really didn't know what to do? You weren't loving where you were at on that road, but you just didn't know what journey to take. Well, that was me quite a few years ago. I was a very young mom. I got married when I was 18. I had my first child, my first daughter, when I was 20, a son when I was 22, another daughter when I was 24. So at a very early age, I became a full-time mom, and I struggled. I mean, it was tough being a full-time mom, raising three very young children. And in that journey, I kind of lost myself. With anybody who has young children knows that you kind of put yourself on the back burner, and then it became a habit, and I was on the back burner a lot. Not only that, but I thought somewhere in my mind that it was my husband's job to make me happy, to make all of us happy. And because I wasn't happy, I said, I think he's failed, and started blaming him for not feeling exuberant about my life. Needless to say, we ran into a few problems along the way. Well, my name is Beth Lefevre. I am master trainer for the Passion Test for Business, Passion Test for Kids and Teens, and the Passion Test. I love being a facilitator and helping people get past that crossroads. So I'm going to fast forward quite a bit. And, I took this journey. And I took the journey because I started looking at my daughters as they were growing. And I saw the way I was sacrificing and how I really wasn't making decisions that were good for me, ultimately not good for my family, because any parent that is a little bit resentful isn't really going to be a good parent. You're going to do the best you can, and I did the best I could. But I realized that I needed to do some things for me. So I started on this journey. I started filling up my own cup. I decided it was not my husband's job to make me happy, thank goodness. He had his own work to do, and I had my work to do. And so we did. We both started doing our work. I started becoming a model that I wanted my daughters to be. I started filling up my own cup. I started doing things for myself that in the beginning felt very selfish. Along the journey, I realized that it was self-full. I started filling up my cup and alleviating the responsibility of anybody else making me happy. As I was on that journey in 2006, a friend of mine came along and said, "You've got to do this passion test. It's an amazing program that's going to help you, figure out what's the next step." I was training. I was already on that path of doing what I loved. And when the passion test was presented to me, I realized, oh my gosh, here's this amazing formula, not only for myself, but I could help others get out of the rut that I had been in. I'd been there. I knew what it was like. So in my journey to be self-full, I actually got to help others in a way that I never thought possible. I became a facilitator, and as I became a facilitator, I realized that helping the people around me become more passionate was really helping the community. As I helped my family and I saw each of them have the courage to start living their passions and help their friends live their passions, I realized we were definitely on something here. Janet Bray Atwood, Chris Atwood, authors of the New York Times bestselling book, The Passion Test, The Effortless Path to Discovering Your Purpose, really made a huge difference with me and with so many people around. What I discovered was my grandson, by the way, along that journey, decided he wanted to figure out his passions, and at 9, he became a junior passion test facilitator. And what I saw him do was Dylan would be in school and he'd say, "You got to do the passion test. Come to my school and do the passion test." So I would go to his school and do the passion test. His teacher was excited. Then we did the passion test for the whole his class, and then the next year his class, and the next year is the next class. Pretty soon, Dylan was gone off to high school, and I was still going back to school doing the passion test for other kids because I saw the difference it made. So this selfish decision that I made, what I realized was, number one, it created incredible passion in my family, the people who were most important to me. Then they went out into the world. To this day, Dylan is a senior in high school, and he's the first one to reach out and say, help this person with their passions. He's the one who's doing that. So how cool is that for the next generation? And so I saw this as an amazing community building tool, a way that if anybody really wants to help the world in this rut that we seem to be in and bring people together to create communities, the passion test is the way to go. If you're here to support others in figuring out what they love, then sign up, come and either do the passion test or become a facilitator. Because what I've discovered along this journey, now that I've been on 2006 for 2019, 13 years, is it brings communities together. And it actually creates peace in the world. Because I believe if every single person is living their purpose, what they came here to do, and there's incredible formula to help them get there, wow, I want to be part of it. So if you are one of these people that are here to make a difference in the world, and you really want to increase connection in your family, in your community, if you just want it for yourself, that's okay too. That's where I started. Because I do believe that the passion test formula will help create, I know this sounds really hokey, but my mission is to create peace in the world. It started with me, it went out to my family, it went out to the local community, and now all over the world, there's 3,000 passion test facilitators in about 53 countries, and we all have the same mission, to help people discover their purpose, their why, and really become passionate about why they're here. So thank you for taking the time to listen. Love to you, and I hope you discover your passions and your purpose.